the clouds at night was born to fight. Mythical, so mystical, think what you like. You could be the sword, the shield, defender of the people down below. You know I fall for love. You know I fall for love. You know I fall for love. Be kind to those around you, don't be merciless. Remember me, for my name is Perseus. While they move so fast, you could be the sword, the shield, defender of the people down below. You know I fall for love. You know I fall for love. You know I fall for love. Have your friends beside you like my Pegasus. Remember me, for my name is Perseus. My name is Perseus. My name is Perseus. My name is Perseus. Perseus. My name is Perseus.
Good morning. What's up, chat? It's Maddie making music. Huh. Maddie making music. Hey. Maddie making music. Huh. Maddie making music. Hey. Welcome. It's Monday morning. We are back here live on the Maddie Making Music live stream. And we had ourselves a nice relaxing weekend. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, wow. The first one sounded like a cough. That was weird. And I did it right on mic. Is there mucus on here now? Gross. Great. Thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate it. Up in mic. There we go. It's Monday morning. We're vibing. And from the stream title, as you guys saw and see in IG, the pinned comment, we're going to look at the recording template, my recording template. So we'll pull that up and we'll show you how that works. For you guys who are recording engineers, you probably have your own recording template. For you guys who are looking to become like recording or tracking engineers, definitely want to have a template that you can load up quick and start recording people right away. So, especially if like you have a client or an artist who wants to record and they got some ideas, this template specifically I think is very conducive to the creative process, and it makes you fast, records them fast, and gets their ideas down. Kenny, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. So I have it both in Logic and Pro Tools. I think I'm going to show you the Pro Tools one first because that's where I've been using it the most, and then I've created a Logic one, and I have a song loaded in that one that we could actually take a look at as well. So I'm going to open up Pro Tools and we're going to take a look at this. If you haven't already, follow on Twitch, IG, YouTube, or follow all three. Follow all three of them. You'll feel better about the whole thing. Obviously, when you're first starting out recording, there's a lot of different ways to do it 100%. Everyone's got their own style and what works for them. This one, I would say, this template cuts down on comping and leaves you in the moment. So you're essentially picking the best takes as you're going. You're saving everything, though. You are saving everything. So this template is based off of Chris Brown's engineer Tizio, and then DK Mixes over in LA too. Me and Sean have been to that studio before, Sean, my partner, and in the Mix Studios over in North Hollywood. So if you're in North Hollywood and you need recording, go see those guys. And if you need recording here in Las Vegas, come see us at Eats Gorgeous Music, the studio I'm recording out of. And this is where I'm using this template. Every time I'm in the studio, I'm using this template here. And it keeps you fast. You're not sitting there comping stuff back and forth, which I find the comping in Pro Tools actually not to be very smooth. Not as smooth as Logic, actually. But I've kind of found the workaround for myself on it. is just capture the best takes, and that's what recording is really, is capturing the best audio and the best takes. And then you got to make that determination. You also got to make that determination with the artist, your client. So I'm still waiting for this thing to load up. So my template is, like I said, based off of Tizio and DK's template. I've added a couple things from my personal workflow, but the concepts are the same for the template. So let me name this really quick. Let's switch over. Stream session. So I have a mix template here in Pro Tools, but I also have a Vox template for recording. Glow, welcome to the chat. Thanks for coming in. So that's what I'm going to open up. Everything's all set. Interleaved, 24-bit, 44, last used I/O. I always use Wave. And I always have a prompt for location so I can pick exactly where. That's the difference between Logic and Pro Tools. Pro Tools lets you save it right off the rip. So we're going to go into my thing here. And stream session 1. Maybe we'll do more of these. So I'm going to save that. And then it's going to open up the template how I've already set up. So let's wait for that to open. But thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate you. All right, still waiting for this thing to load. Obviously, if you have a lot of plugins activated, especially for Pro Tools, it's going to take longer for it to load. So I have stuff that's bypassed and activated. Maybe I should have stuff that's just or inactive saved, so it'll load faster. Maybe that's on me, but because bypass, you can unbypass everything at the same time. Activate, I think if you hit an activate that does everything, it does everything. With a bypass, you could do one channel strip. So I think that's why I've kept it on bypass. So I won't get too deep on what plugins I have in there, but the real key is the routing. What tracks you have on here plus the routing. That's how I have mine set up. So yeah, this is the recording template right here. And I have, how many tracks is this? Probably about 20 tracks, 25 tracks. And I'll explain what everything's doing here. So essentially what you're looking at is starting, I'll just go straight down through. Let me pause the music here. I'll go straight down through it. I do have an output track, but I went ahead. I'm not using the output track for any mastering stuff. That's literally just there. I keep it there, but it's hidden. I also have a click track, which is hidden, but is active. So you have metronome click in case like you're recording someone and they need that click before they come in. or like maybe they're singing at the beginning or rapping at the very beginning of the instrumental and they need that four count to go in. So that's why I have the click, but I don't need it on the tracks, you know. It's different in Logic, but here we have those, but those are hidden. After that's our master. That's basically going right out to the output. This is where I got all my mastering stuff. Limiter, I have Ozone, I got a BX Clipper. I guess I am talking about plugins at this point. And then right after that, now remember everything is going, the flow is going up, but I'm kind of going from top down, if that makes sense. The mix, same kind of deal, plugins for the mix, and that feeds directly into the master. So I kind of have my mix bus going into essentially a master. I know that people have them all in the same. I keep them separated because maybe I want to send the mix to get mastered. I could just have these plugins in the master off and then send just the bounce from the mix out. If I'm doing the mastering here, all I have to do is use these plugins and then it's mastered. After that are effects. Those all feed into the mix bus. Verb, delay, 1/4, 1/8 delay, and I have a doubler 2 and a doubler 4 from Waves. Those are effects I like. This section here, you could put whatever you want. You can have whatever effects you want. I have these in here because a lot of the times when I'm finishing these like recordings, I just want to have the effects ready to go. So it's literally, I even have all the effects already in my sends. So I just turn them on, set the level, and then that's it. So I don't have to recreate these every time. If I want to add something, I can add something, or I could swap stuff out. Maybe I don't want to use Valhalla Vintage. I want to swap that out for Neoverb or ROM or something. I could do that here too, but the bus is already set. Or the send, rather. The send is already set. Right? We got the master bus, the mix bus, and then this is where everything's following, the mix bus. So we have our effects. That's going into the mix bus. After that is it's kind of the vocal bus where everything goes. I do have plugins here. I don't always use them, but the big thing here is I have Ghost Fox, which is a send that will go to the instrumental because I'll use something like DSEQ on a sidechain for the instrumental here, and I'll have it do the sidechain the vocals to like bring out those frequencies for DSEQ. It's very similar to like Soothe. If you've ever seen that, using those like frequency, like dynamic EQs essentially to like pull down certain frequencies on the instrumental here to make the vocal cleaner in the mix. I just basically my point is I already have that set up. Once again, this is just having stuff already routed and set up for me. So once I open up my instrumental and have that vocal loaded, my Ghost Fox send, sidechain, and where I want the low frequency like cut it's already in there. So all I need to do is just adjust in the plugin. As opposed to me, all right, now I got to create a new send, do that whole deal. And the weird thing I found with Pro Tools is the send, unless you create mono, you can't put these stereo sends into the key input, which is essentially what they would use for sidechain. It has to be mono. So I've already created that. In order to do that, you got to go into setup. You can also preset like a bunch of these too. Hey, Ian, Charlie, what's up, man? You can go into here and, create new path and have a bunch of them ready. You know what? I could just do that. All right, I won't, but I could. But my point being, this is all set up for you where you saw how I already had this here. I didn't have to like create it. That's what I'm saying about the template. It's really, I mean, yeah, it's cool to have all the plugins, but your routing, I feel like, takes longer than trying to find your plugin. Because when you're finding your plugin, you just type in, Pro Q, and there's, it's done. But when you're doing this routing, sometimes you gotta like type and do all that stuff. So I like that. That's done. So all the vocals go into here, and then this buses out to, boom, the mix. So right now we have all the effects, all the vocals, and then now the instrumental, which I drop in here, also buses out to the mix. All right? So once I drop the instrumental in, that's going through the mix. Cool. Should I get an instrumental? Do I have an instrumental I can put in? Okay, yeah. Here. I was testing my vocal chain with this here, with the Neo song, So Sick. So there's that. So how I would, I don't know if I should get on all this, but I think I will, just so you guys have an idea. I've already found, hey Joey, what's up? Welcome to the chat. I've already put this through a key finder and tempo finder, and this is at C sharp major at 95. So all I have to do is go up here, change the key to C sharp major, boom, crazy ass key, and then change the tempo to 95, which is up here, 95. And that, if you do it up here and the location set of 1, that means it's going to be set like that for the whole song. Boom. The other thing we're going to do is we need to make sure that the song itself is on the grid. So let's take a listen to the track. I think this is because it's a karaoke version. It's one of those like karaoke openings. Sinking. Yeah, you heard that? I didn't hear it. Is my playback engine set? Nope. All right, we got to reopen that. Give that a second. Now, keep in mind, this template has gone through so many different variations and changes, and I'm constantly updating it. So, basically what stays the same is the routing. The routing stays the same. The only thing I'm really swapping out is, are the plugins. You know what I mean? So this is a nice little tutorial here for you recording engineers. Sinking. Yeah, see, so that's the thing. Let me bring down the volume. I like to bring down the volume so I don't, when the singer or rapper is on the instrumental, they aren't pushing so hard and I need to crank up the gain or anything. Gain on the preamp. And then it's coming in too hot. So I bring it down. I start at 10. If I need to go lower, I go lower, or I go higher. So let's listen to that one more time. That had the intro thing. That's obviously not in time. So we need to hear the music. And what we're trying to identify is the first beat, the downbeat. Nightlife, what's up? Welcome to the chat. So there's your first beat. What's nice about these first beats is they give you a good transient to do a cut on. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this here up on the left. Hey, Nightlife, what's up, man? Just talking about my recording template, something I use similar for when I recorded Nightlife. I used a recording template very similar to this. It's changed since then, but conceptually, it's the same idea. So what I'm going to do is I have that tab to transient set, and then literally I hit the tab key, and it's going to tab to the next major transient until we get to the one we want, which is that transient right there, which is our downbeat. I hit A, boom, and then I can drag this, and since I have everything locked onto the grid mode, I have it actually set to bar, so it goes right to the bar, and now we have it directly on the beat. I think that's still the beginning of the thing, so I could even go as far as boom, drag that, starts right on. And do we prove it? Yeah. We got the click locked in. A lot of these instrumentals, hip-hop instrumentals, karaoke, these producers are also doing stuff on click. And the clicks are pretty much universal. So even if someone's creating the beat in Pro Tools, which is probably not the case, FL, Logic, Ableton, they have them set. They don't always tell you the tempo or the key. So that's why I run it through the key finder here, which I use. I use this. I think it's it's really good. It does a good analysis and then figures out the key and time. I can figure out the key, but this is just faster, truthfully. You grab your file, drop it in, and boom. C# major, BPM 95. Done. And then what I've been doing is the actual thing, I'll just type that in. So when I drop it in, it's already there for me. I have auto key from Antares, which I might be getting rid of that subscription. Sorry, Antares. Because it's expensive. But I sometimes find it doesn't accurately grab the information. See how it's saying A major? I already know that this song is in C# major. It's actually D. I would call it D flat major. But see how it's only giving us A major, it's not even giving us a BPM. So auto key is okay, but I can also figure this out with a keyboard. Like all I needed is 2 notes, and I can figure out keys. Like. So I don't necessarily need that, but I just like it because it's fast. And if it's wrong, I'll know if it's wrong. Especially like if I have someone's auto-tune on and it's not hitting right, I'll be like, that's not the right key. But that particular site, TuneBat, this site I just had up, wherever it went, TuneBat is incredibly accurate and I think works really nicely. It's got Alt key too, which I think is for like DJs. But I just use this key and BPM. Those are my big things from that. So I'm letting y'all in on all the secrets. Hey, Kyle, what up, baby? So, all right, we got our instrumental in. That's busing out to the mix bus. We got the tempo and the key set. I always do the key. Even if they're rapping, I always do the key because it's good reference for me later in case I need to do something with it, tuning, whatever. All right, now into the nitty gritty. I'm going to pull this down for now so you can understand why, you'll understand why I do that with that track there. Here's the sauce for me. I'm not going to sit here and record your verse, right? And then create another track and then record your next part of your verse. And then create another recording track and create your hook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have one place where I'm recording everything, which is this. I'm going to turn that off. Which is this track, right? I'm recording you from this track. Couple of reasons. Because number one, I'm going to directly have the input from my interface, this guy right here. Number two, I'm not going to have this go through the mix bus, this recording track. The main reason, I don't want any delay going from what the artist or client is hearing or singing to what they're hearing. Because if I start running through this mix bus and have all these plugins going, it's going to be delayed going to their ears. So I have this output set to the output of the interface, to where the headphones are going. Does that make sense, chat? For you tracking engineers, producers, right? Haven't you had that before? And you're like, man, I can't figure this out. So you go to Playback Engine, or in Logic Audio, or Ableton Audio, and you go to check your buffer size. Your buffer size is good. I always record at 128, so that's good. So why is that happening? That's happening because if I'm running through this mix bus, it's got to go through all these plugins, and then it's going through this bus, and then to the output, which would be here, right? So instead, I'm going, and this is purely for input monitoring, so they can hear everything. And in fact, if I have input monitoring on and I record them, when I play this back, they won't be able to hear it back. So what happens when I record and play it back? You know what I mean? So let's do a little testy test.
Check. All right, cool. So let's see if we can find where the hook or right. Should I put on my headphones? Get a clean recording. Turn off some of these fans. It gets warm in here. All right. Check. So I'm hearing a little delay. So I want to do a couple things. Check. Hey. The big thing I want to check is this is auto-tune right here. So what's probably happening is low latency needs to be at least on, and if it's already on, I toggle it. Check. Much better. On my side, it's much better. I can definitely hear where it's not delayed. All right, cool. So I'll just sing like the first line of this here. And also, if you guys didn't notice, I already have my markers here. So this is actually not the hook here. This is the verse. So I can do that. So I don't have to sit there and create these markers. I got all of these already set. Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm alone. 'Cause right now it says that we can't come to the phone. Okay. So I have recorded my part. I think the tuning wasn't great for myself. I also didn't set it, so we'll set that real quick. Major. I'm just going to make it crazy so it sounds in tune-ish. All right, so that's where I've recorded. If I play it back here, you're not going to hear it because I have input monitoring on. Right? The reason I leave that input monitor on it is so I can hear myself, or the artist or client who's in the booth can talk to me and hear it. If I want to play this back, I got to bring this to another track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down. And now it's going to play back. Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm alone. 'Cause right now it says that we can't come to the phone. Right? So now it's there. Let me bring this auto-tune down. So now I've recorded this part. Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm alone. 'Cause right now it says that we can't come to the And then you could even clean it up a little bit if you want to, whatever. So that's the track where the audio is actually being inputted, and then I'm moving stuff into place. That's how I'm working, right? So I lay that part down.
I lay that part down, I'm going to turn on my fan, and I have that, right? I have 2 tracks here called Record Dump. Dump 1, Dump 2. This is my workspace. This is what I got from Tizia. This is great. So I record this from my singer, right? Boom, recorded. He wants to go on to the next part, so I hit, and now I got to turn this on, but I'm going to mute it. Now he's ready to move on to the next half. But you know what? He hasn't heard this part, so I'm going to hit record, let it start recording. He's hearing the part he just recorded, and if he's cool, he'll let me know, and then he could just jump in. And I know it makes no sense since you walked out the door. It's the only way I hear your voice anymore. Right? So he records, or she, whatever the artist, records their next part, right? Then I'm pulling down that next part, and then boom. I'm hitting their playback, but so they can hear what they just recorded, right? And ideally, I should actually already, once I set the auto-tune should be on all the tracks I'm going to be using. So, just for example. And I'm going to explain why I'm putting auto-tune on the 4th insert down. But I'm playing back, I'm recording, and say for example, the artist didn't like that take. Now here's where we save everything. I'm not going to delete that take. That's going into the playlist. And for you guys using Pro Tools, you know that playlist is Control /. So I just put that in the playlist. So in case they want to go back and they want to use that, that's saved. That's ready. But I'm usually trying to just capture the best take. So now, boom. Now it says that we can't come to the phone. And I know it makes no sense since you walked out the door. It's the only way I hear your voice anymore.
All right, cool. Waveform. That's what we want. All right, cool. So your artist recorded the next part, and if you guys want, you saw that what happened. If you want to drag it down without moving it to the next spot, you hold Control after you click it, and then it won't shift either way. See, it's just up and down. So that's a really valuable tool. All right, so we've gone through, we've recorded a bunch of parts. I even got stuff playlist. As I'm going, maybe they're recording this next section. I'm not going to sing on this next. I just want you guys to understand what workflow I'm doing. So they're getting ready to sing their next part. I'm already moving this stuff down. And what you're probably thinking is, what's down after that? That's my workspace to clean up, maybe, right? Cleaning up, maybe throwing some fades, right? So he's recording, I'm cleaning up, and then if I know those are good takes, I'm pulling those down to here. This is our first vocal bus, right? I have a bus here set as Vox A, right? And that has plugins that I'm using to do processing, EQs, compressor, frequency, frequency EQs, all that sort of stuff. That's here, right? De-esser. And that's where I'm going to process everything. And because these are single vocals, I can put these all under a bus and let them
go through, because they're not going to really be on top of each other. Like here, it's not really on top of each other. So I don't need to do each track that the vocal is on. And I have 4 vocals here, because what I'll end up doing is I'll be bringing these vocals down to here. So maybe, all right, I want to clean this up. Boom. Then that goes down here, right? Hopefully this is making sense. I feel like I'm spinning through this. Give me 1 second. All right. So I have the parts here, and they're in these vocal buses. These are all set up. I even have 4 different buses, because in my mind, right, for a song, I'm recording their lead vocals, which would be the verse and the hook, right? So we would have maybe one more for a hook right here. And then I would have all these under the lead. This would be kind of the lead. I leave it, I would name it lead and stuff, but sometimes I have multiple people recording and I just want to keep them just organized. And then I can type them in afterwards if I want to call this lead, whatever, you know. Verse, hook, whatever. So I'll record them, put them in here. These are all 4 of these are bus to bus A. Same thing here. These are bus to bus V. I could use these for doubles. I could use this bus for ad-libs. If there's another singer, I have Vox C, so I can put them on here. A rapper, collab, I could put them here. Because what I'll end up doing is, once I'm ready for them to record the doubles, I'll just pull my recording tracks, pull them down here, then I'll start recording their doubles, right?
Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm
So I'm recording here, recording their doubles. And the reason I want to bring the doubles into a different bus is because I may want to process the doubles a little different. I might even pull down most of these, but then I'll go into EQ, adjust that. I might adjust the compression, because the doubles are going to have multiple voices on them. So these are all hitting the vocal bus differently on Vox B, which would be our doubles, right? And same thing with for ad-libs. Say I'm recording their ad-libs. I'll probably process their ad-libs differently here in Vox C. So I want their processing, their buses, to be different between each one. So I'm placing stuff as we go. That's the crazy part, right? So all of this is happening. Me dropping stuff in and like getting them placed is all happening while this dude's recording.
Down after that. That's my workspace.
Okay.
Too.
We don't want to listen to that. We don't want to listen to that. But I'm recording this full down here, but this can go anywhere, right? But I'm recording this full. I'm moving stuff into place. I could even be flying stuff over. So say this is the hook here, right? So say that's our hook. While he's recording, I'm like, oh, let me get that hook flown over. So boom. Fly the hook over. Now I got the next hook ready to go. Same thing. I could do one more for this other hook. I don't think that's where that hook is, but I'm flying stuff in place already for the next hooks too. This is all happening while he's recording. Then play back. If he likes what he hears, we continue. So I'm doing like a bunch of different things as they're going. On playbacks, what I'll even do, if they want to just hear it back, I'll start hitting the processing. I have stuff already set up. So maybe I start taking care of the resonant frequency, subtractive EQ. I may not get it all in one run, but at least I'm getting that stuff going as I'm recording, or at least playing back. Because a lot of times artists want to just hear it back. So, can you play it back? I'll play it back. That's when I'll use my time to clean stuff up. I'll start processing vocals. So by the time we get into the next verse or last verse or whatever, processing for the lead is done. And what I like about this is because since it's a lot of the same vocal stuff he's doing, I can start pulling some of the stuff down and just making adjustments from there. I'm kind of creating my own like template. So I would end up just pulling Pro Q3 down, use this for the doubles, but then maybe go in, listen back to the doubles as they're hitting the processing, make those adjustments too. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. As opposed to me creating new tracks every time I'm recording in the next part, I have stuff already set up for me. And, you know, I have a lot of freedom here where if I'm like, cool, I'm actually going to do a full mix with the track or whatever, I have the ability to just like highlight everything that I just recorded. Let's move this into ad-libs just for the sake of this. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to stem this stuff out so I can bring it into Logic or whatever, right? I can bypass all my autotune because maybe I want to just do fresh autotune for it so it doesn't print. And now everything here is just as recorded. The recording process, like as we're playing back and stuff, I had that stuff on so we could hear it as it maybe like it's finished, as it's mixed. But if I want to do a fresh version mix, or maybe I'm sending the vocals to a mixer, they're probably going to want the dry vocals. Maybe I'll send them, you know, just the stems like this, right? And I'll just like do that. I actually don't need the record tracks. I know that highlighted. We can actually move these out of the way. And now I have all my tracks, and then I'm ready to export these. And on my exports, always song title, So Sick, Vox, stems, and then just in case they don't have that information, and sometimes I don't want to have to open up the session, go back, major 95. I create a folder, and then boom, we're saving these all into there. And that's it. We have the stems there. Now, if I wanted to mix in here, I can absolutely mix in here. Get my processing set up, get the faders and the volume right for all the vocals. Can start, you know, gain staging stuff, whatever you need to do. All those are going in. You'll end up going through each of your processing steps, do all your processing, then add your effects, whatever effects you want, right? And then all of that's going to be hitting your going into your vocal, your kind of all vocal bus, right? And this is where we were talking about, in my vocal bus, I have this Ghost Vox, which is a send that goes to DSEQ. So maybe just show you what this looks like. I kind of want to turn off. Okay, all that stuff's good. DSEQ. So now I turn on DSEQ, and you're going to see when the vocal starts, I'll pull them.
Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm alone. 'Cause right now it says
so that's side chaining the music. Listen back.
Gotta change my answering machine now that I'm alone. 'Cause right now it says that we can't.
It's subtle, but it's enough where it's pushing down the frequencies where the vocals are hitting to make it sound just a little bit more in pocket with the music. But once again, that's just a me thing, but because I have the template set up like that, I can just do that super quick. All I have to do is turn that on, start pulling down the threshold. You know what I mean? So that's ready to go. We'll say I have everything mixed how I want it. Boom, boom, all that set. That's going into our mix bus. Maybe I run the mix bus, do a couple of things here. Output, don't need there. I like where the mix is at. Maybe I want to throw a master on it. Do the master, do the limiter, and then I'm ready to bounce it. So this is built for speed. Speed of capturing their voice and their audio as clean as possible, obviously, and capturing the best takes. And you as the producer or engineer, you're going to have to also be in part trying to figure out what the best takes are as you're going. I like to play it back from them. I like to get their approval. You know what I mean? If you have notes from them, give them the notes, then re-record it. Get it there. But I just don't want to sit here and go through these. I don't want to sit here and run through playlists. Hundreds and hundreds of tracks picking out. It takes forever. It's annoying. And in the moment, I find that you'll feel when you like a take. And then it should be you should feel pretty confident picking, and the artist should too. Because they're working on it over and over and over every take. I don't mind doing every take. It's just going back and like going through every single take, trying to find the perfect take. Like, I like finding it as we're moving. And then we play back, and if we like it, we like it. If we don't, then we can go back. That's why I'm always playlisting every take as we're going. We hit the master, bounce it, and we're done. Obviously, you go through your steps for your processing, but what I'm just showing you is how I'm organizing, how I got a bus, how the buses work, all the routing, and how to get it there, essentially. And that's the recording template. A couple notes. I recently just switched over to grid to 1 bar because it just starts them at the beginning of the bar. I also have it set for to start recording 1 bar ahead on my pre-roll. And actually, this is something I learned from DK. Set your post-roll to be super long, because sometimes what could happen is, for example, right? Maybe I'm moving stuff, right? I moved this guy down from the recording track. And this guy's still highlighted when I start recording it. I didn't notice. I'm working, I'm moving stuff. This guy's still highlighted. Want you to watch what happens when it reaches the end.
Now that I'm alone, 'cause right now it says that we can't come to the phone. And I know it makes no
So, fuck. I recorded him. He kept singing, say they kept singing straight through that verse. I thought he was just going to do this first verse. He was feeling it. He kept singing straight through. So, I may have to ask him to do it again. No, because I have the post roll going. That recorded everything. All I did was make sure I kept letting him sing through. I didn't stop the music, because what happened with the post roll, it saved everything you did before you hit stop. Huge. So now I'm saved. I got his take. We're good. So that was when I found that one out, I was like, that's clutch. So I set it super long. I set for 100 bars. I doubt anyone's going to go 100 bars, but 4 or 5 bars, 100%. You're not losing anything out if you set to 100 and it records all the way. You're stopping it probably when it hits the hook, and you've got more than enough saved. So that's more of an accidental thing, just kind of a redundancy, which is nice. Nice little backup. I don't know what happened to the part I deleted, but it's gone. But that's why we do that. You know what I mean? I just leave that. It's always set for that, so I'm never worried. I check it. But you also want to be on quick punch. Always, so when it's recording. Actually, if say you hit play, you do the playback and they want to. And you have a feeling they're going to start recording when they get to that part. I could just quick punch in, starts recording right away. So that's that. Yeah. And that's it. That's the recording template. Based off Tizio and DK Mix's templates, that's how I've been using it. And I just found it to be very advantageous for you as the engineer. You can get a lot of work done in the middle of it. Start placing stuff, flying hooks, editing, getting stuff in place, processing. You could do all of that while they are, in the booth. The editing you can do. The processing is a little bit trickier because if I'm recording, I can't really do much here. Oh, I guess I can. You know what I can't do? When they're recording, I can't move stuff into place. That's what it is. Editing, I can edit this vocal as he's recording.
It's the only way I hear your voice anymore.
Processing, rather. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that's that. That's the recording template. So, Maddie, I don't want to use Pro Tools. I never have. I'm a Logic user. Well, that's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. Because I tested this last night to see if it would work. And this mix template works just the same, or vocal recording template works just the same in Logic. And I'll show you right now. Let's take a quick break. Be right back. All right, so we're back. Let me turn that off real quick. Same deal. Master, mix, I got the verbs, all the FX, instrumental, record, all the vocal buses with the actual places where I'm placing the tracks. Same exact thing. The workflow is slightly different, but if you know how to use Logic, you should be in good shape. So I can record once again like we were doing before. It's a different song. Audio. So the only thing I've noticed is when you start putting a lot of plugins on Logic and you do these recordings, you have latency, delay. I can hear it in my ears right now. So I have low latency mode already set. So I can record them. Now maybe it's me. Maybe I bore you. Oh no, my fault, 'cause I can't afford you. Baby, Puffy or Jay-Z would all be better for you. All I can do is love you.
So now I got that take recorded. Let me just adjust one thing. All that is recorded now. Then I can just place it same way. On Logic, Shift to keep you from going left and right, except there. But when you're moving it down. Oh, actually, that's the actual track. So you would move it there. But if you go down... Oh, hang on. Alrighty. So yeah, that's it, right? We got that figured out. It does sound weird there. Wondering why that is. There. Check. Check. Hey. Hey. Yeah, that's the only thing I found. That low latency is the real key, but now it sounds kind of weird. Check, 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 check. Hello, check. Check, check, check. Hello, check. Check, check. So maybe I need to work on this one a little bit more, but Pro Tools, straight, for sure, straight.
So that's the recording template. Pro Tools for sure works beautifully. Logic, I don't know what was going on there. I'll have to investigate that a little bit more. But that's the recording template for you guys, recording engineers or aspiring recording engineers. You know, doesn't have to be my exact template, I would say, but I think if you follow those concepts, you'll find that recording will be a lot faster and easier for you on the back end because you got stuff already ready to go. You're not everything playlist. Plus, if you're sending back to a producer or the mixer, you know, you can even go in and label that stuff, and it's really clean when it goes to them. It's all organized. So, super helpful, I find. If I were to get that as a mixer, I'd be like, nice. This dude knows what he's doing. So, and it's great for your client because you're recording them nice and fast, and you're helping them get all their ideas down as they're coming. So, super helpful. All right, chat. That's enough from me. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll get back at it tomorrow. We'll do some producing maybe tomorrow. But recording templates have been on my mind because I've been recording a lot lately, so I wanted to share that with you. Wonderful. Have a great day. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at Maddie Making Music. Guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Catch you later. Peace.